30 Days of Kidnapping by Hyperintrovert on AR3. Chapter 21, Day 8. Danny looks at the front door as Chaz enters. "I was wondering where you went." Slightly jumping, Chaz looks at him. "Oh, you're up. Good. I got something for you." She holds up a small cup of coffee. Danny smiles and grabs for it. "You're the best." "Ah." She pulls it away with a smile. "Let me finish talking, Mr. Impatient." This might look like a regular small coffee, but it is anything but. This little gem is 10 shots of espresso. "Are you a god?" Grumbling it, he takes a sip and smiles. "Maybe," Jazz smirked lightly, frowning. "How are you feeling?" Blinking, Danny looks at her. "Happy? I got coffee with shots?" "Oh my god, you are so dense. How are you feeling from last night, from yesterday, from finding out you're a twin and adopted? Are you feeling better? 'Cause I didn't forget the panic attack you had last night." "I know," rubbing his face. "I don't know. Happy it's a twin and not a clone. I don't know. Scared? Definitely tired? Like, come on, how much more insane can my life get?" Looking over at Jazz, he sees her wanting him to continue. He starts continuing with his fingers. "Bullied my entire life, only having 2 friends, both of which are crazy. Our parents are ghost hunters. I am half ghost. I have a supervillain who wants to brainwash me and make me his son. I have time traveled. I met the god of time, Halloween, sleep and greenery, weather and Pandora. Been cloned, fought clones. One of my best friends is the reincarnation of a Parov. Almost every week I get a new power. I am a hero, possibly a god. My parents are on my rogue list. A government organization is after me. Oh, and there is the Anti-Acto Act. And now, to top everything off, I have a twin brother. And I'm adopted!" Then he takes a deep breath. "I think that's everything." The next second, Jazz is wrapping her arms around him in a tight hug. "I'm so sorry, Danny." Danny rested his head on her chest. "Your hugs are the best. They bring the dead back to life," he chuckles lightly. Jazz rolls her eyes and lightly slaps his head. "Don't try to deflect." "Around you? Never." Pulling out of her hug, he smiles slightly. "Not to deflect. But do you know when Tim is coming by?" Looking at the clock. "He should be here in about 30 minutes. Wanna wait in the lobby?" "Yeah." Got to admit, I kind of feel like a villain or an informant or something. Tim looks at Danny confused. "What?" Danny didn't even say hi or good morning or anything. It was normal to start a conversation off with something so off the wall. Danny nods and takes a sip of his deaf coffee. "Well, I just got picked up in a very nice black car. Like one that screams villain, informant, blackmail." "What?" Tim was even more confused. "Like in the movies." At Tim's continued confusion, Danny shrugs. "Must not be a rich person thing." "Do you just say what enters your brain?" "Nah, I got a filter. Granted it doesn't work all the time," chuckling, "especially around the Fruit Loop." Tim straightens up slightly. "The Fruit Loop? Who is that? You mentioned them yesterday." Waving his hand in front of him, as if to banish the topic. "Oh, no one. Just some crazy dude who wants to kill my dad and marry my mom and brainwash me and Chaz into being his kids/henchmen. Hench people?" Shrugging. "Whatever." At Tim's look of horror, Danny continues. "Oh, don't worry. Like I said, the dude is no one. Just some crazy rich dude. Danny, please tell me someone knows about this. Like the cops or your parents." Tim's voice was filled with horror and worry. Danny nods. "Well, yeah, Jazz, Sam, and Tuck know. And when do the cops ever listen to kids? Especially against an adult. especially against the mayor. Also, Mom and Dad won't hear anything bad about their buddy Flatty. Danny rolls his eyes. I've tried to tell him that Flat wants Dad dead, and has tried to kill him, but no, V-Men would never do something like that, and you're just overreacting, sweetie. They have always played rough. Honestly, my parents may be geniuses, but they are certified stupid. Tim just blinks, then looks at Alfred. Alfred looks horrified as well. Christ, did Danny really have to info/trauma dump all that first thing in the morning? So, Danny smiles, like he didn't just drop multiple bombs. What's the plan? Well, do you like coffee? There is this coffee shop, my favorite, that is not far from here. Dude, if I don't have the miracle of life, I would die. Tim smiles and lets out a chuckle. My family may hate it, but I'm glad we share a love for coffee. Okay, so this is called the Heartstopper. Tim hands Danny the cup as he gets back in the car. Danny beams. Oh, I love the deadly name. Taking a sip, Danny's eyes widen. Oh, agent! He looks at the cup as if it was the Holy Grail. This is the coffee that Coffee Stranger gave me! Yes! Coffee Stranger? And you really shouldn't be taking anything from strangers in Gotham. Well, anywhere really, but... Psst! Danny waves away Tim's worry. Coffee Stranger is cool. He gave me free coffee. And drugs don't really work on me. Tim nods. He keeps forgetting Danny is a meta. But still, please don't take stuff from strangers. Okay. So I was thinking of giving you a tour of Gotham. Hell yeah, that sounds sweet. So, is Gotham like Alcatraz? What? Well, it's completely surrounded by water, and the only way in or out is over the bridges that have apparently been destroyed a few times. So, yeah. I think Gotham used to be a prison like Alcatraz. That could explain a lot of the crime. The first people to live here were the prisoners. Oh my god! Tim hits his head as he tries to jump up in the car. Ow! That makes so much sense! Danny beams as Tim starts to try to piece everything together from Danny's joke. If his twin took everything that came out of his mouth as some form of logic, then Danny was going to have so much fun pranking his brother. Oh, maybe he could get Damien to join him. Alfred clears his throat. I believe, young masters, it is time to stretch your legs. I will be dropping you off with Master Dick. He will take you for a late lunch. Yay, lunch! Who's Dick? One of my brothers. Tim shakes his head as he gets out of the car. Danny was definitely odd. He should be waiting for us just inside. Danny cooks his head. We are at the ghost convention? Tim nods. Yeah, VE is trying to get any info we can on ghosts. Why? Twin or not, Danny was ready to burn every VE building. He did not need someone else after him. Promise not to tell? Tim smirks, hoping what he was about to say would impress Danny. Danny nods. Yeah, I'm great at keeping secrets. Kinda came with being a half-dead hero. VE works with Batman and the Justice League sometimes. Danny pales. Shit. They were after them. Danny should have known they wouldn't get away with it. Fuck, shit. Tim continues. Apparently, the Justice League main base was attacked by what the magic users are saying a ghost. Danny pales even more. This was getting worse. It took a while, but they managed to scare it off. No, they did not. So now they are trying to find ways to defend themselves, so nothing like that happens again. Tim puffs out his chest a bit. He really wanted to impress his twin, and Alfred said it was okay to tell Danny that. Danny nods. How was he going to play this? Save his skin and friends? And the ghosts? Wow. I bet they really are freaked out. Though all you are going to find here is weapons. Crappy weapons. Well, useless. Well, unless they are from my parents. But yeah, only weapons. Nothing that can really defend, well. There's the Spectre Deflector, but that only stops overshadowing. Oh, and there is the Ghost Shield, but neither of those work on tech, and would backfire big time if any of the heroes died and came back to life. Then they are considered ghosts, and the tech could act as such. Really depends on the ectoplasm. Oh, that would be bad, really bad. Why? Oh, the anti-ecto acts. Dick blinks. I so came into this conversation at an odd time. Tim nods. Yeah. Oh, this is Dick. Dick, this is Danny. Looking back at Danny. What the hell are the anti-ecto acts? Danny smiles at Dick. Nice to meet you. And they are laws put into place by the GIY that pretty much say that ghost, the technical wording, is any being that makes, produces, consumes ectoplasm, is non-sentient, and to be handed over immediately for experimentation and or extermination. And if you are found harboring one, you will face the same as the ghost. Danny scrunches his face as he thinks, then nods. Yeah, it's pretty much what it says. Well, the main stuff. Tim and Dick look at each other with matching looks of horror. What the hell? Dick looks back to Danny. Who are the GAY? Oh, they are a government organization. Tim pulls out his phone. 1 minute. I forgot to have a very important call to make. Tim walks away with his phone to his ear. A very important call indeed. Danny looks to Dick. So, you are Tim and Damien's brother? Dick nods. Yeah. Wanna get some food and hear some embarrassing stories about Tim? Dick wiggles his eyebrows. He might be very concerned about what he just learned, but he really wanted to get to know his new brother. Danny grins. Hell yes! Food and blackmail? This is the best! Oh yeah, Danny was going to fit in perfectly. Tim rubs his face when he gets off the phone with Bruce and Barbs. Bruce was pissed again. Barbs was going to start trying to find info on the GAY. Tim hopes something is found and really hopes the GAY is not really a government organization. Turning his head inside the center, Tim hopes he can get to his brothers before Dick starts telling stories. Fuck, leaves his mouth when he hears the alarm going off. God damn it, I swear if Danny is being kidnapped. Looking at Dick, Danny smirks. At least the food and stories were good. What is wrong with you? Dick hisses. We are tied to chairs with guns pointed at us. Danny nods. I can see that. However, it's not the first time, and these are just regular guns, nothing special. Danny rolled his eyes. A low chuckle from the bald man with bluish eyes. Nothing special? He spoke in a not so slow way, but in a not in a hurry way. Danny nods. Nothing special. Nothing special about a lump of aluminium and plastic, Danny smirks. That shoots allium and plastic. Dick looks at Danny like he lost his mind. Shut up before SASS kills you! SASS chuckles again. Cute kid, very much so. Though don't forget that your humor can stop a bullet. And over 40,000 people died from this lump of aluminium and plastic each year. Danny nods. True. However, I did not know that lame. He pauses as he thinks. Losers with guns kill that many people. While the number is impressive, that is the only thing that is. 'Cause, Danny smirks, you and your 4 inches sure as sugar are not. In the silence that follows, All that can be heard is Dick whispering how he really didn't want to be the one to tell Tim that Danny was killed because of making fun of SASS's Dick. Funny kid. I was going to let you live, but now, no. Placing the gun on Danny's temple. Since I'm not a complete ass, any last words? Yeah, actually, Danny smirks. Wanna see a magic trick? SASS raises an eyebrow, right as Danny's fists connect to his face. SASS drops, like a sack of potatoes. What the hell? Dick whispers. The men that entered with SASS say, nope, and leave. Danny laughs. Oh, that was funny. Ha! Oh, ha! That was awesome. What the fuck? Dick screams. At Danny's look of confusion, Dick loses it. What the actual fuck? How stupid are you? You could have died. Do you really have no self-preservation, Tim? Dick yells. Danny blinks. I'm Danny. The color drains from Dick's face. And no, I really don't have any self-preservation. Chaz flips shit all the time because of it. Dick closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. I'm sorry for yelling at you, but you really need to get some self-preservation. No harm, no fool. It's cool. You thought I was Tim, and it's nothing I haven't heard from Chaz. He what? Everyone yells. Dick nods. Yeah. Jason laughs. Oh god, this kid is a riot. I'm sorry, Tim, but your twin is so going to get killed before he leaves Gotham. Tim rubs his face. At least Chaz is chewing him out. Dick shudders. She is quite scary when angry. So it sounds like it was an interesting day. What with all the info and kidnapping. But, did either of you get a DNA sample? Duke asks. Fuck! Came from both Tim and Dick. Alfred clears his throat. I managed to get a sample of Master Danny's DNA.